Hello there, it's Xeon97. Welcome back to another Pet Simulator X video. Today we're going to be testing the diamond mine. But before we can do that, I need to get rid of these diamonds. Give me just 1 second. So jokes aside, the diamond mine is not necessarily bad. It is definitely not OP like it used to be. The issue is that you have to farm it correctly. Now this is going to come down to how much time that you have. You have to always remember too, I will never clickbait anything. I do not believe in using clickbait for anything, and I do not like clickbait as a whole. That's why I'm going to be brutally honest with you. This is definitely not a good method, but it is better than what we have at the time. Hey all, Future Xeon here during editing, even though I'm already editing. The reason why I'm saying this is because I'm comparing the price of inflation versus how many diamonds you can get right now. It's absolutely outrageous. And with how bad the economy is, we can pretty much only do what we really can do. And I know that's a really bad way to word it, but there isn't much that we can do as a whole as players other than sell and trade. And the trading market is so volatile right now that most newer players would not be able to participate in it without the risk of basically screwing themselves. So first up, I'm going to go ahead and go over how to do the AFK farming method. This farming method would be basically what you're going to do if you're going to be leaving for an extended period of time, whether it's overnight instead of hatching eggs, you choose to farm, or if you're just going to leave for a few hours and want to get some extra gems. Now you are going to need both an auto clicker and also a program such as Tiny Task. I will link both of these in the description just in case you do not have them. Now just to be warned, you cannot use them on an Android phone or an iPhone. They would be for a computer only. So to do this farming method, you need to have your pet sitting on single and then zoom in close to your character and then put your mouse by your legs. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because it allows you to twirl with the keyboard, and it also gives you a wider range and ability to hit more chests and everything else around the area in the diamond mine. You can do this in pretty much any area in Pet Simulator, but for the diamond mine, this is roughly the best way to do it. Now, as you can see, I was testing it right here, and this actually needed to go up a little bit higher. Throughout the video, you may be able to catch it. I adjusted it a few times. It's really a learning curve. I should have tilted the camera up just a little bit higher because it would have given me access to the ones a little bit further back. So after you get that done and recorded, you want to turn on your auto clicker. I would recommend setting it to 125 to 150. 100 seems to have a little bit higher chance of you getting kicked. And then you would turn on your recording of one of the directional arrow keys, and that would allow you to twirl around. And by twirling, it's going to give you access to all the presents and all the chests around you, and the auto clicker will click them. The one bad thing about this is that it does send the pets around quite a bit, so it will take a longer time to break the items. But as you can see, we're still getting a decent amount of gems. It's nowhere near as good as it was before, like I said, but it's better than nothing. The last thing that you need to have to be able to do this efficiently is make sure that you have your server boost on for triple damage. You don't have to worry about coins. You could put on super lucky, but it probably won't affect it. Coins will not affect it at all. And then you also need to make sure that you have on your triple damage bonus, and then farm up to at least 100 oranges. You want to do 100 so you get the maximum bonus. Now 100 will last you roughly 5 hours, 5 hours and 10 minutes. You can also, if you're planning to be on for longer, farm up to 200. After 100, the bonus does go up very, very slowly. It's not really worth it. The only real reason that you would want to farm up that high is just so you have it for a longer period of time. Now, the quickest way to get fruits is to use a private server. You could use your own private server or friends. You want to start in the private server at the shop and then go through each area one by one. I would recommend skipping Fantasyland just because it's really slow and it takes a long time. And then once you go through all the areas and break all the fruits, except for Kawaii, just because Kawaii takes longer to break, you exit out of the private server and then you rejoin the same private server and your fruit will be saved and held over. It's also a good idea to farm in the private server if it is yours, just so that no one else can join and come in and potentially make it harder for you to farm. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the footage because we got about 5 hours and I really don't think we want to sit through this. It's a pretty long time considering I did talk for 4 minutes straight. Once this is done, I'll go ahead and give it a little bit of a summarization, and then I'll cover the actual active farming method and how to do it. Now, one quick thing, there will be a slight difference. I only have 19 pets for the idle, and then for the active, I have 20. I only needed about 30 pets to get my next slot, and I ended up doing it. I should have done it before I did this, but I did not, and I apologize. That is 100% on me. I am sorry.
5 hours later.
And just like that, we are at the 5-hour mark. As you can see, in 5 hours, we made over 12 billion diamonds. So we are averaging a little bit over 2 billion an hour. Now, we did lose some because of my cursor not being a little bit higher, but this method is still okay if you're going to AFK and you don't want to farm coins or hatch eggs. But overall, it's definitely not a win compared to what it used to be. You can make this money pretty quickly flipping pets, but with the current market being so volatile, newer players would not be able to do that. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and transition over to the other method. I'm going to cut out the last about 10 minutes of this because it's not really all that much and our oranges have already expired. But now we're going to transition over to the active farming, which is a little bit more hands-on, but it's much, much more rewarding than 2 billion an hour. So the active farming method will yield you a much higher return on your diamonds. Idle mining could be pretty good if you're just doing it overnight, like I said, but it's not really going to return you anything at all. Now, this is with diamond mastery level 99. The other one would have probably been about 500 million or maybe a billion higher had my mastery been max, but it was not max. I actually maxed it out in the first area. So quick tip, I did not mention this in the beginning. It is actually quicker to max out your mastery in the first area because every single item you break is worth 75 points on your mastery, regardless of what area it is in. So definitely take advantage of that and max out your mastery. As I said, this first area, we get 7 billion gems in the very first hour. Now, like I said, now Super Breaker did play a partial role in that, but I was also distracted. When I was making this, I was a little bit preoccupied and basically sending pets in between. Now, you want to put 1 pet on every single item, and then I was advised to put pets on the big chest. Now, I broke the big chest several times. The highest that I got was 600 million, but I was averaging 300 million on all the other breaks, roughly. I would recommend not doing that one unless you have Super Breaker, just because of how quickly it will break. If you do get Super Breaker, then what I recommend doing is as you clear the entire area, then go over to area number 2 just to pick up a few quick million while this area respawns. With that being said, this is done with 131 power royalty dark matter angelus regular. If I had the shiny, then this would be much quicker, but I sadly don't have the shiny. 1500 hatched and only 1 shiny, and that was all that I got. But I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up and let you see it. I hope you enjoy the music again. And just like that, that's 1 hour later. We made 7.2 billion gems in that one single hour. Like I did say as well, I was distracted. As you can see here, none of my pets are being sent right now. So this honestly could have been 8 billion or more. And I only have 20 pet slots. If I had the full 21 or 22, depending on how much of the index that I had done, then we could get even more gems. Now, I don't think the inflation that's in the economy right now really justifies from what the diamond mine is making. I think it's a little bit ridiculous, even though there are people who are obviously exploiting it with bots, scripts, whatever you want to call it, not doing like what we're doing with auto clicking. They're just literally cheating. It does not make up for it. And then honestly, in the 24 hours that everything happened, I don't believe that many gems were pumped into the economy. Even if 100 trillion were thrown in, everything has risen like crazy. Disclaimer, this was done before the new update on 429. This could become invalid. Hopefully on 429 we'll get something. I kind of have a little bit of a feeling that a new egg is going to have gem value to buy, kind of like the eggs that had the error cat in them, but we'll just have to wait and see. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. This was a lot longer and a lot of effort put into it. If you did like the video, comment and subscribe, or just let me know how I can improve it. I'm trying with every video to get a little bit better, but I really hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and take care. And most importantly, remember, be good people. This has been Xeon97. Bye.